Hello, Shiros. I hope that this empowerment exchange finds you doing well and living empowered. And today we are going to talk about something that I hear about all the time and that I have actually struggled with myself. And it is about crushing through limiting beliefs and living the life that was meant for you. And there are a bunch of limiting beliefs, but I wanted to come on and share with you some ones that I've struggled with personally and ones that I've helped clients overcome. And the first thing that we have to talk about is really what are limiting beliefs? What is holding you back? And I have my notes. So if you see me moving this way, that's why. Limiting beliefs, just so you know what they are conscious or subconscious beliefs that hold you back in one way or another. They're ideas that limit you. And I want you to understand, if you know me well enough, you know that I do a lot of mindset work. I am a master mindset coach. I have used the power of mindset in my own life. And I can tell you personally, from my own experience, that we are the only limit that we have. It's easy to blame it on other people around us and circumstances. We are our own limit. If there is a will, there is a way. And I want you to understand, if you don't take anything else away from what I have to share with you today on this empowerment exchange, understand we set the limits on ourselves. So I strive every day to live a limitless life. And I hope that you try to strive to do the same. Limitless and abundant and impactful. That's what I want to live every day. The limiting beliefs are thoughts that really just limit you from reaching your full potential. And all of us have them. Some of these beliefs originated when we were really, really little. They've been instilled in us by our parents or friends or circumstances. Other times, they're beliefs from traumas that we received. And I can tell you personally, having a very traumatic first marriage, going into that marriage being this empowered, positive, optimistic person, and then spending almost a decade with somebody who just tore me down in any opportunity that he could. I came out of that and I believed a lot of what he said, right? Those were beliefs that were instilled in me by trauma and by somebody else. And it took me some time to unwind those beliefs, but I did it. It wasn't easy, but I did it. So you may have beliefs that you have from experiences in your life and from traumas that you have gone through. I know a lot of the women that I work with have extraordinary stories, and they have come from very, very varied backgrounds, different countries, different situations, different status in life, and literally have had a lot of common beliefs, limiting beliefs. But some of them to you and I may be so hard to understand, or they may seem impossible to somebody else that has been what has stood in their path and has been an obstacle that has prevented them from moving forward and literally living the life that is waiting for them. And as we talk today, I think more than anything that I want you to understand is that if you, as we explore this together, you have a belief that you have even felt was silly your entire life, but you still believed it, there's no shame in that, right? There's no shame in where we are or what we're stuck in. It's getting out of that and understanding, hey, listen, like, I believe this my entire life, and look at what it prevented me from doing. Well, now I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm giving you a platform to come and say, that was me, but you know what? I'm ready to work through it. I'm ready for the life that's waiting for me. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines cheering everybody else on when they're living the life that was meant for them. And I'm ignoring the life that was meant for me because I'm afraid of it, or I don't know how to step into it. And that's why I'm here. So if we're truly going to achieve our true potential and unlock and live the life that was meant for us, we have to destroy the beliefs, or the belief, for some it could just be one, that are holding us back. We must be set free from any lies and falsehoods that we believe, both about ourselves and about the world. Excuse me, I'm still getting over my bronchitis over here, but at least I don't sound like a chain smoker anymore. So we're off to a great start. Okay. And there's a handful of limiting beliefs, but I want to talk to you specifically. And when I say there's a handful, I have a program that I'm going to tell you about that's called Radical Shifts. about crushing through your limiting beliefs. So I'm pulling these from the program, but I want to just start with this one. I just don't have enough time. Limiting belief number one, it's only 24 hours in a day and I need 28. I just don't have enough time. If you're like most people, you're extremely busy. I'm extremely busy. If you are raising kids, working, taking care of a household, taking care of pets, you are busy. You've got projects going on, things around the house, people that you want to spend time with, and thousands of emails to answer. I think I told you one of our other empowerment exchanges, I had like 20 some thousand emails in my Gmail. I'm at like 30 some now. You have all the stuff that's going on. You're so busy that you feel like you don't have enough time to do the things that really matter to you, to focus on your dreams, to really achieve your goals. Your limiting belief is that there's not enough time in the day to get things done. I can tell you, having worked in the financial services industry for 20 years, over 20 years, there are a lot of women clients that I work with, and they say, I'm just going to do that when I retire. I'm just going to push it, and I'm going to do what I really want to do when I'm done taking care of everybody else that needs to be taken care of. So when I retire, Jennifer, I'm going to do what it is that I want to do. Well, let me tell you, I also know the women who reach to make it to retirement and they're exhausted and they're like, oh, now I'm too old to learn salsa dancing, or I'm too old to take painting classes, or I'm too old to travel the world, or I'm just telling you, stop making excuses and stop kicking the can down the road. The people that need you are still going to be there, but you need to worry about you first. You need to be the primary relationship in your life. You need to make sure that you feel fulfilled, that you feel like what you need out of life is being taken care of. And one of those things is making time for yourself. The best way that you can change this limiting belief, the limiting belief is there isn't enough time in the day to get things done. The best way that you can rewrite that is say, I'm going to work on the things that matter most first thing in the morning, right? People call that slaying your dragons, or eating your frogs, or whatever else you want to say. I have a to-do list that is literally like, these are the things that I need to do in a day. And I need to share it with you too. I just set it aside somewhere. Oh, here it is. So I was recently in Sundance, Utah, and I met an amazing person who I have followed for quite a long time. And his name is James Altucher. And James, we all have notebooks, we all have things like that. But James recommends you put your 10 things you're going to do for the day, or the 10 things you want to get accomplished, on a guest checklist, like you would find that people take in orders at a restaurant, because it's just different, right? And for me, it limits like, okay, here, I'm going to get these things done. And even if you don't get them all done, it's the intention of getting them done. So every day, thank you, James. I know you probably won't see this empowerment exchange because you're not a woman, but I appreciate you. I went on and I ordered these, got a stack of them for $5 off Amazon. So now they're just great. And you know what? If you're sitting there and you're in a restaurant, or you're someplace and there's people around and you're writing out on a guest checklist, what does that do? It starts a conversation, and it allows you to share that you're being intentional with your life. You're setting out your goals. And for me, it allows me to share with what I do with other people. So thank you, James. Maybe your wife will see it, but thank you, James. So anyway, it's talking about setting aside the things that matter and doing it first thing in the morning. So the things that matter to you. I start my day doing that. I start my day every day with gratitude and with my affirmations, some time for meditation and prayer. And then I'm right into, what am I going to get done today? And some days I don't make it through the entire list, right? Because I have to be flexible. Things happen in life. But I make it a point to be intentional about what I intend to do for that day and the goals upon which I need to do or want to do, and the people that I need to reach out to and contact. Like, I set it aside and I look at it first thing every morning. That's what you need to do. If you're thinking that as the day goes on, there's not enough hours in the day for you because you're taking care of the kids and your spouse and your job and your dogs and whatever else, start each day in the morning focused on you. So that's the easiest way to rewrite that limiting belief. Make the time. It's all about priorities. You need to be priority. Principle again, like this is how good I am. I didn't even read my notes, but I'm talking about slaying dragons. The principle is called slaying your dragons. In other words, you slay the most important tasks, your dragons, first thing in the morning. Your new belief becomes there's plenty of time to do what matters because I work on what matters first, which is me. Second limiting belief we're going to talk about. Okay, I'm too old to start something new. See that? I'm too old as I put my reading glasses on because I'm too old. I'm too old to start something new. With this limiting belief, you believe that in order to be successful, you need to start young. The only way to truly achieve great things is to get started at a young age and work and work and work until you finally achieve greatness at an older age. Okay. I am going to be 53 this year. I am probably the most successful in my life right now in this period than I was 10 years ago. And my whole business model shifted about 5 years ago. So, which would have put me at 48. Okay. So don't sit there and think that if you are 50, 60, 70, I have clients that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s that are starting the next chapter of their life, and it is extraordinary. They're leaving normal corporate jobs and starting businesses and traveling the world. Like literally, it is never too old to learn something new. Your limiting belief is that you just can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? We've all heard that. You feel like if you tried to start something new at this point in your life, you would fail. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to take up skiing. Maybe you want to learn salsa dancing. Maybe you want to take a passion that you have had for a very long time and make it a business. Maybe you want, what else is there? I've had clients who have retired from doing a job and then have actually turned into consulting for that. So maybe there's somewhere in there that you think, oh, maybe I want to do this. But as you consider these things, you think to yourself, only young people do these things, right? Only young people start skiing. Only young people, take a passion and turn it into a business model. That's not true. There are thousands of people who have achieved huge amounts of success later in life. Vera Wang, somebody who I really like, and I have some of her items, she didn't start designing clothes until she was 40. I remember 40. And then you have other people who, I think Martha Stewart started hers later on in life. And there are so many people, if you just Google who became successful later in life, there is just going to be a ginormous list of people, I am pretty certain. So guess what? If they can do it, so can you. In order to rewrite your limiting belief, you need to realize that being older gives you more wisdom. I have gone through a lot of stuff in my life. I have taken my wounds and I have converted that to wisdom, and I share it with as many people as I possibly can share it with. Because A, I don't want them to think that they can't do it. B, I don't want them to think they're alone. So we do have more wisdom. We have more life experiences. We have more to offer. We have a broader skill set, and we have way more life experience. Younger people are prone to make more mistakes because they don't have the experience that we have. They haven't seen far enough down the road. This keeps them from achieving success as quickly as they might. Your new belief, not that you can't teach an old dog new tricks or that I'm too old to learn something new. Your new belief is I am never too old to start something new. I have the experience and the wisdom to achieve anything I want, no matter what age I am. Limiting belief number 3, and I'm just going to share 3 with you today, and I'm going to skim through some other ones, and then I want you to reach out to me. If you're watching this and you have a belief that you are struggling with, we, my friend, need to have a conversation. We need to check in with each other. I need to see where you're struggling. I need to help you realize that's not a true belief, and we need to figure out how to help you move in the right direction. But I am going to skim through some other after I share this one with you. Limiting belief number 3, past failure means future failure. If you have ever tried and failed at something in the past, it's easy to assume that means that you're going to fail again in the future. And that past outcome guarantees future outcomes. Your limiting belief in all this is that your past failures and mistakes and maybe bad decisions mean I'm just going to do it again. You assume that the past governs the future. that if something didn't work out in previous attempts, it won't work in the future. I think Thomas Edison, I'm going to mess up this quote. It took him 10,000 tries to get the light bulb to work. And if he would have given up at like 9,752, I'm sure at some point in time somebody would have come along and discovered electricity in the light bulb. But just imagine if he would have given up. He just said, I found 10,000 ways that it didn't work. So again, if he would have given up, there are a lot of really bad decisions that I've made in my life that have impacted my life and have come with consequences. I just learned from those. They were stepping stones. They were periods of my life that I wasn't in sync with who I am. So I know that there were times I believed that because I made mistakes in the past, that was just going to govern my future. Don't believe that. Haven't believed that for about 10 years now. So it takes time, right? It takes time to understand that. Just because you failed in the past doesn't mean you're going to fail in the future. In fact, the past actually provides an advantage because once you discovered a way, or maybe you discovered it once or twice that doesn't work, then you can avoid that moving forward. So if you've failed in the past, you simply discovered one particular way that just didn't work for you. This has gotten you one step closer to being successful. So I want you to realize that this limiting belief we're now going to turn into, we're taking it from my past failure means future failure, and we're turning it into my past does not govern my future. It provides wisdom and guidance for me to get closer to what it is that I want in my life. So those are the 3 limiting beliefs that I wanted to share with you today. But let me know in the comments if any of these other ones resonate with you. Here's another limiting belief. My past will always negatively influence my future. Does that have your name on it? How about lack of major progress means failure? Let's touch on that one real quick. Somebody who has struggled with her weight her entire life. Thank you, DNA genetics. If and I've lost over 100 pounds in my life, and I plan on losing more weight as we sit here and speak about it. Now that I'm getting to a place in my health where I can vigorously work out and hopefully my legs won't fail me, but I'm just sharing all that with you. It doesn't mean that okay, so lack of major progress means failure. So if I lose a pound, am I not successful? If I lose a half a pound, does it not mean it's pushing me closer to my goals? Now, granted, when I lose 50 pounds, well, you look back and you're like, well, that's pretty impressive. But if I would have gone in the first time I lost a ton of weight, if I would have gone in and said, I need to lose 100 pounds, actually, I lost 160 pounds, to be honest with y'all. So if I would have said, I need to lose 160 pounds, I would have never started because it would have just been overwhelming. So those baby steps, those mini victories, they led me to something huge. Okay. But that doesn't mean because I didn't have this massive progress at first that I was failing. So if lack of major progress means failure to you, we need to have a conversation. If you have an issue where you are comparing yourself with other people, we need to have a conversation. Another belief that a lot of people get stuck in, I am not responsible for my current situation. Yes, you are. It's very easy to play the blame game. When we don't hold ourselves accountable, and when we don't look at, okay, decisions that we made or didn't make led us to where we are in life, and there's consequences around that, and you have to learn from those and move forward. If you're too busy blaming somebody else and you're not taking 100% responsibility for your life, you are going to stay stuck. Where you are right now is the best it's going to get. So if you feel as though you're not responsible for your current situation, call me. I don't deserve success. Whew. Call me. I worry about what others think about me. I don't give myself the love, the compassion, the understandings I give to other people. As you can see, I could do everything myself. I'm not smart enough. I'm not ready to start. So there are about 14 limiting beliefs that we crush through in my program called Radical Shifts. And if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. Send me a DM or send me a comment. If you put a comment below, just use the word shift, SHIFT, put it below this. I will reach out to you. We will have a conversation. If you want more information about my program that can help you break through it, put the word shift. I think right now we just need to get into a conversation so I can help you get out of where you are. And let's just say you're rocking and rolling and everything is going great in your life. It's wonderful. I want to be able to support you. Because if you're listening to me and you have followed me, you know that I'm here and I am all about lifting up and empowering other women. That is what I do. That is what I am called to do. And coaches need coaches, and women who are high level CEOs and COOs and CFOs and, CEOs, we all need to support one another, and we all need people to check in on their lives. I've had a very successful career. Guess what? I still have coaches. I have people that are there for me. So when I need to lean back and say, I'm really struggling, I need your help. That's what we're there. We're supposed to be there for one another. So I want you to reach out to me if you are struggling in any spot of your life or if any of these limiting beliefs resonate with you. There are a lot of limiting beliefs, and there may be some that I haven't even touched on. But I want to make sure that you learn the techniques of taking those negative beliefs and turning them into positive things that open doors and opportunities for your life. And I want to help you learn how to transform your beliefs and help you discover and conquer the beliefs that you may have. Because you know what? There is a beautiful life out there waiting for you. Beautiful life. But for some reason, you're distracted and you're sitting on the sidelines. And I want to be the person that comes in and shakes you up a little bit and says, there is so much more out there for you, and I want you to go and get it. So thank you for sharing this empowerment exchange with me today. If you are struggling from limiting beliefs, if you want more information about my radical shifts, if you just want to have a conversation, no strings attached, put the word shift, SHIFT, in the comments below. I will reach out to you, or my assistant will reach out to you, and we will have a conversation. And it doesn't matter where you're located in the world. Technology is a wonderful thing. So don't use that as an excuse not to live the life that was meant for you. So thank you, my Sheroes. Have a blessed rest of your day. And I will be back again on another